Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 29. I'm Ferret.
I am Ace.
And I'm the Angry Raccoon.
Alright, so let's get started, shall we?
Sure thing. I mean, thanks for doing the intro, Ferret. It's good to have both of you guys back for episode 29. One off 30, which I think is going to be a big deal. I think. Well, I hope anyway. But yes, as you heard, we are all back for I think a shorter podcast this time because the last podcast was quite long.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I think it's fair to say we had fun in it though.
Yeah,
that
was a good one.
But before we actually do get into the stories, I think we'll talk about some of the things we've been doing over the last 2 weeks or so, because 2 weeks is you can get a lot done in 2 weeks. So does anyone want to start with anything they've been doing or want to mention? Looking at you two.
I'll start.
Sure.
Basically, as I got PS4 around Christmas, I've just been beating every game I have basically. So I've only got Metal Gear Solid 5 out of my PS4 collection to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I always talk about film I watched, film called Pleasantville.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1998 film starring Tobey Maguire, Reese Witherspoon, and Jeff Daniels, and it is an amazing film. It's basically set in the 90s, and Tobey Maguire is a big fan of like 50s, 60s black and white sitcoms,
Mm-hmm.
and like some weird stuff happens, and then him and his sister Reese Witherspoon get sucked into that world, and whenever they start changing things start becoming colourful instead of black and white.
That sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, it really does. But
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it sounds like that kind of thing.
Twilight's a bloody good series.
God, some would say maybe the best.
Yeah.
But it's got some very good themes and undertones. Like, I mean, one bit which is a bit on the nose compared to everything else is like once a lot of people start becoming colourful because they're doing like changing things, like how it shouldn't be in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like people, black and white people, like start chasing them and saying coloured people aren't allowed here. Yeah. So a very on the nose kind of thing about race there, which is very smart.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
It is well done. But
so, I highly recommend this film, and I think this is the reason Tobey Maguire got hired for Spider-Man. Specifically the intro scene.
No, you got hired because of that cry scene. That's horrible.
No, if you watch the intro bit, you could basically say that little bit is Peter Parker and the other girl is Mary Jane.
Okay.
That's how you can see it.
Which is odd because the new Spider-Man, who's going to be appearing at some point in Civil War, for anyone who's not aware, he's not really been in anything.
He was in one film that I know of with Chris Hemsworth recently, but I can't remember the name. It's something like The Heart of the Sea or something about sea.
Pretty much unknown, which is interesting that's Marvel's approach to doing Spider-Man. How they, because I think we covered it a while ago, saying how they've gone, or if not, they've gone through a ton of people for the role of Spider-Man, but they think this guy, out of the hundreds, that's the guy. Yeah. So he's got a lot riding on his shoulders, but I mean, he is a younger kid, so he's going to be more like, was it Andrew Garfield who played Amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be cool.
To be honest, I think they should just stuck with Andrew Garfield. I really liked his
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I enjoyed him.
He was a good Spider-Man, he was just
cool.
in really bad films.
Yeah, he was, unfortunately.
Or unmemorable films, actually, because I don't think anyone is really... I think everyone's more like, go back to the old Spider-Man films. No one's like, do more amazing. It's like,
To be honest, we all remember the first one, where the original one.
The Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Oh, Lord.
I love it. Yeah, the Amazing ones basically had the romance stuff that was memorable, and that was it, because it was actually a romance, unlike the very awful Tobey Maguire, and I can't even remember her name.
She left that much of an impression on you.
Yeah, their romance was horrible.
I forgot her name, the ginger one.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ginger in real life.
No, she's not. Yeah, I can't remember.
Anything else?
Caitlin Stewart. Wait, no.
No.
Wait, what? Who's Caitlin Stewart?
Did you say Caitlin Strickland or what?
I don't know.
Ferret making up girls in his head as we speak.
Somebody Google that. Let's see if she's real.
Girls are being created as this podcast is going out.
Comment if you know anyone like that.
It's weird science.
I guess you could say that. Anything else you want to add from this week?
No, that's all I have for the moment.
Ferret, anything you want to mention at all?
Well, I've just been cruising on my bum for a bit, like.
You're not really moving if you're sitting on your ass.
Not cruising, but literally, I'm not. I haven't got wheels on my bum, but I've been doing uni, just getting back into the flow of things, you know.
And how's that?
Yeah, it's going good. Finished up my projects. Got a few more to do. That's gonna be fun, I think.
No, that's the grind.
Yeah, exactly. But all my friends are considering quitting already.
From college?
From uni, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they're getting sweaty already, man. It's pretty crazy.
It's only been the first term.
Yeah, it's the... exactly. It's like it's first term. This is nothing compared to second and third.
I don't. When we were in college, me and Ace, I don't think anyone really dropped out until about at least the end of the second term, or
Well,
it was more like there was a ton of people left at the end of first year.
Really?
Well, that's the thing. In the first year, basically my whole friend group in that year just dropped out.
Bloody hell.
So it was basically me and these like 2-3 other girls that were still there, and we started hanging out with any like people, other like different people anyway. Just when I started hanging out with Raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, but as long as I wouldn't really worry about them too much. I mean, you might be in the situation where your friends do leave, but like our situation, you may have a best friend out of it, or that one best
I
friend.
may find new friends there. So I'm not that bothered.
You may find Catelyn Strickland.
Exactly, I might find her there.
Oh hey. But if that's it for you, I want to breeze through what I've been doing, because last week I finished off my projects for my course, and I got given time off, to which I spent very wisely just getting things done. The first thing I did, or one of the main things I did, was I finished Grand Theft Auto 5, finished the story of that. I wasn't that far from the ending, surprising enough, but you know, I just put in the last few hours and finished the game. Really enjoyed it for the most part. It was a fun game. I do like how at the end, I'm not spoiling anything, they do just let you free roam. You can do whatever, because obviously
that's really
with GTA Online, the game can aesthetically last forever because you create your own character and you can just do whatever. That was a ton of fun. I mean, if you haven't played it, I think it's worth a play. I wouldn't say it's the best game 10 out of 10 of all time. It's if I do review things, I would say it's an 8.
Okay.
But,
that's really good still.
But you know, I mean,
6,
I'm not
8 stolen cars out of 10.
could say that. Say that.
The other wanted stars.
No, that's you dead, because you can't survive that. The other game I played was I wanted to play some shorter games, so I played Mario Kart 7 back on the 3DS. Really fun. Not as good as some of the other Mario Kart games, but the AI is very malicious when it comes to 150cc. They it's not like other times when the AI is just out to win.
Yeah.
The AI in this is out to stop you from winning, and it will do whatever it takes to make sure you don't win. So there's a lot of times where they would throw a red shell at me and then immediately aim in my direction to knock me like to the side or make me flip again. They actively will just gravitate towards me, just move to slow me down.
So cool.
It took a while. The other game I played, which I played with a friend who wanted to play the game, was a game that just recently came out for the PlayStation 3, being Never Alone, which is a platformer game very similar to something like Limbo, if you want, where it's essentially you play as a it kind of has co-op where you play as a girl who go within the native people of the Eskimos, and she's trying to get back, and she has like the Arctic fox with her. Really nice short game. I'd recommend if you have the money and you want to, and it looks cool, then go and get it. I watched a few films. Actually, it was quite a few actually. TerraVision 1986. This is it's part of my research. It's a very interesting film that essentially parodies the 80s, despite being an 80s horror film. Really odd, because you've got almost all the cliches there. Like you've got the little kid who's like the hero, but in this sense, he's with his grandpa, and his grandpa's from the war, so he's taught him how to use guns and all that, and so he's running around shooting things in a sense. You've got the sister who is, completely dressed up in all that 80s fashion, Cyndi Lauper kind of style. Her boyfriend is in a band with a black wig on. Yeah. His mum, their mum is like in the whole leotard with like leggings and all that, and his dad. And his dad is just like I'm the every guy, gonna get this TV fixed because I know what I'm doing. And I kid you not, when I saw the dad, I legit thought it was Pro Jared's dad. because the guy looks like Pro Jared. He looks like an older Pro Jared. I'll have to show you the image of the actor, but
that sounds.
I was like Pro Jared. But I haven't really gone into the plot. But essentially, the plot is about a family. They kind of install like a satellite to pick up more TV channels, and they accidentally receive a alien from another planet in the TV.
Okay.
So it kind of goes around like killing people, and there's like a really great shot where I think they're kind of channel surfing, and then it just cuts to this shot of like the monster all close up, and both the grandpa and the kid like, oh, this is a good film. It's like that, but the camera's just panning on the alien, and then it's like, yeah, they're really hamming it up. I don't want to see this monster anymore. And it's weird because the monster like exists, it can survive in the TV, but it can come into the physical world.
Okay.
So it's really odd. So there's points where you'll see its eye just appear in the TV screen, and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna kill someone. And not a lot of blood in this film either. Not a lot of blood, but it is gruesome at points.
Ooh,
and the monster is unique, I'd say. They parody E.T. a few times, which is good. So it's like a morbid E.T. if you want.
That sounds pretty cool.
And the theme song
I watch that.
and the film actually has its own theme song as well, which is great. It won't make sense until you watch the film. The other films I watched was all of Pixar. I watched the whole Pixar collection. I rewatched every Pixar film and watched the ones I haven't. So all the ones I watched with I watched with commentary. All the ones I hadn't, I didn't. Which those ones being Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, and Monsters University. Which were I'm only going to talk about those because I don't want to go through every single film because I've already talked enough about what I've done. Up is really good.
Oh, I love that.
Fantastic film. I do like at the end credit scene that they the two main characters go to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I was like, this film came out in 2009.
Crazy.
If you do a little bit more research, you can see that Lucas and Disney they're very chummy when it comes to production.
Yeah,
so
very close.
Yeah, very close. Toy Story 3 I liked.
Okay.
It's alright.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was as strong as some of the other Toy Story films
I agree.
Some of the Pixar films.
Yeah.
Something about this film looks weird.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what it is, but I'm guessing I wasn't the only one who was looking at this going, this looks more like a cartoon than real life.
Yeah.
It's really weird looking at it movie.
I mean, it looks nice, but it looks like a cartoon.
It's done really, really well, but it's just...
And I don't know what was up with that, but there's something lacking in that film.
I completely agree, and that's why everyone, when they were saying it was the best Toy Story ever, and it's the most best film they've seen, it's like, no,
it's not.
There's something missing.
It's got some very powerful moments in it. I will give the film that, but like, it doesn't quite work in a lot of areas. I think the new toys that they have are really cool. I like the new and I mean that's the only reason why I would be okay with a Toy Story 4 is just to see more of those new characters. They didn't get explored enough because they're all cool.
Yeah.
But
it's like Toy Story 3. It reminded me of people like they tried to put Toy Story 1 and 2 together in one film and then add an end.
There were a lot of throwbacks
exactly
in that film as well. Even to like the Claw and like Unleash the Monkeys and all that kind of stuff, which is fine, playing on people's nostalgia, but it just didn't work. I mean, the villain was a bit weird as well. I'm not going to spoil it because it is still a somewhat newer film. I won't spoil films that are 5 years old, but like, didn't really feel the villain. It was kind of like really out of left field. It was like, oh, okay, I guess they're the villain. Cars 2 is Cars 2. Brave, really like this film. I don't know why people don't. I think they just like more generic and conventional princess movies, if you want to call it that, but it's way better than that. I mean,
I think they're just more used to like,
I want my Frozen.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. We probably like harp on that a lot, but I still enjoy Frozen, and but Brave is great. Like
I like Frozen, but I'm not liking Frozen because people like Frozen, and I will say that. Because
the treatment.
But here's the thing: being someone who knows animation, it's like, no, it's not that good, guys. It's fine, but it's like
story reasons.
But it's like
I think it's the songs that really
that's the problem. The people only see the song, and it's like, oh, did you watch the film? It's like, Yeah, I watched the film. Yeah, let it go, and it's like,
Yeah.
Ask them what the main character's name is, and they'll freeze up.
oh, ask any little girl.
They'll freeze up.
There we go. There we go.
I mean, I'd just read the original story. It's much more interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the ice cream.
ice cream, yes.
Ice cream.
Because no,
Yes, ice cream.
ice cream.
Oh, that's the next Disney film. The ice cream.
I wouldn't be surprised
That's
if they did
Frozen
this.
too. It's about ice cream, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure she could do that, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, the problem with Frozen is it's like it's fine if you want to like the film.
Yeah.
It's just don't act like it's the best film ever.
Oh, no,
because
no.
it's not talking to you.
No,
I'm talking to
We're talking to you, Ace. Okay.
listen here, yeah.
Just me.
Get it through your.
You're coming in with your Frozen cape on,
The firing line.
and you got the
Just because I like
Long hair one,
cosplaying as
whatever it
Elsa,
is.
okay?
Elsa. That's it.
I know there was an image of JonTron with like that Elsa like hammer, and it just made my day because I was like, oh okay. And the other film, which I've only seen some of, being Monsters University, I didn't actually get the time to finish it because something came up.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, it seemed good.
Yeah.
I only saw about 20 minutes of it.
That's exactly how much I saw. No joke.
It was the first 20 minutes of it, so I can't really say anything. If you
Yeah.
guys want to really know my small opinion on it, I guess ask me come next podcast.
Okay.
Because I watched 20 minutes and then I fell asleep. But that's not saying the movie's bad. It's,
No,
I liked it.
No.
I've seen Monsters University 3 times.
Mhm.
Oh.
Like, because I saw it once with one of my exes, and then I've seen it on my own, and I've seen it with my brother.
Mhm.
And I've enjoyed it all 3 times.
Mm.
There's a few bits that I'm a bit weary about, but
Yeah.
I think it's a good prequel to...
Yeah, I'm worried about how well it's going to be a prequel because it's like
Oh no, trust me, it is pretty good.
People-
There are some nice sneaky throw-ins.
people mess up prequels really
Oh,
hard.
that's true.
I thought when I went into this, I was like, yeah, they're gonna mess this up, and I was I was not disappointed. They did good.
It's good. Yeah. Next week I'll probably go. I'm going to be rewatching all the shorts.
Yeah.
As soon as I've got all of it. And I'll quickly mention the Pixar collection, which is the collection which has everything from Toy Story to Monsters University, as well as the both of the shorts collections up until both those 2 points, and the Mater's Tales cartoon, which was very, very short-lived.
Yeah.
That's why it was able to fit on one disc. And also, just be wary, when I was talking about the commentary, only 3 films in the collection don't have commentary, being Cars 1, Cars 2, and Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange.
It's very strange.
Very weird. The short and everything else that is linked to the film is there except for a commentary, and I'm not sure what happened because I'm pretty sure it's not as if I'm not sure what happened there.
I mean, I understand why Cars and Cars 2 didn't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's Cars 1 and 2. but how comes Ratatouille? I really love that movie.
Yeah, Ratatouille is great.
I was really annoyed about that. I'd be fine if there's no commentary on Cars and Cars 2. I mean, trust me, when I rewatched Cars, I didn't really watch it. I actually spent most of the time. Actually, I spent all of the time watching Cars 2, putting together this podcast because I was just so not interested in Cars 2. I sat down and watched, and it was just like, cool, I guess. But I guess that's enough about Pixar for now. But if you want a collection, those are the things to be wary of. So, shall we kick it off with stories from the last 2 weeks? Ace, do you want to take the first story regarding Star Wars Episode 8?
Yeah, totally. So, Star Wars Episode 8 has been delayed from its original time, which was May, was it?
It was May 26th.
Yeah, May 26th to December.
2017.
Okay, yeah, 2017. So, one of the reasons that has been said is, by the actual studio, they said it's, so they can give a bit more time, and obviously it sold well for December, with Force Awakens. That's what they actually said. But what the rumour mill is running is that the script has been rewritten.
Yes.
Oh.
And it's so that the characters of Rey, Finn, and Poe, as well as some Force Awakens characters, will get more, role time instead of newer characters.
So essentially what they're doing is they've made note of how much people like the new characters and gone, right, let's not try.
Well, that's the thing. No, Rey, Finn, and Poe, don't get much establishment or development in that film, so them getting more focus in this, I'm happy about. Rather than introducing even more characters and more. Because then they're just throwing action figures out there.
I want to get more attached to them.
It's Disney we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
It would benefit. I mean, hence why there's going to be 3 Cars films.
Yeah, but
there's another one on the way.
Yes, there's a third. Yeah. There's a third Cars film, and we have 2 Planes films because Cars is the most profitable film Pixar has ever released.
Really?
Yes, it's the most profitable. Yes,
but it's so awful. Like in comparison to the rest.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they don't care. They just throw in stuff.
Kids love toy cars. That's why.
And toy planes. Oh my god, they're geniuses.
So, I'm not even arguing as the fact that they should put, more, new characters. I'm saying, from a business standpoint, it makes no sense for them not to have new characters in here.
That's why I'm thinking. It's like maybe they actually realise, people noticed those characters didn't get enough time, so they're actually doing something.
But they're going to be honest and basically say, all right, no film gets released in December, we can make a killing then. But yet they're like, oh yeah, let's not tell them about that other thing. I mean, it is still rumoured.
Exactly.
It's still a rumour.
Just the rumour.
I mean,
if it is it got rewritten so they get a bit more, I'm fine. But the bit that kind of got me is that it's like breaking out characters from Force Awakens. So I'm presuming by that they mean Nines, the Stormtrooper.
Oh,
and it'd be like, he was fine for that one little bit. Don't try and now big him up as something amazing.
We're going to see his whole life story now.
Exactly. He's getting extended
He's going to be in the opening. It's going to be like, do you know Finn's story? They're going to show it like him.
Star Wars, a Nines story. The new, solo film.
Or they're just going to wait till episode 9.
I think this is just incredible. I mean, I'm surprised at how they're so blunt about it. How they're like I've already said, we made a shit ton of money there. We were able to scare off all the other films.
Yeah. No
competition. We might as well just move it back and just, while we're at it, let's just make sure it makes even more money. Yeah. Which is Do
you know what I was shocked about?
Was it?
It's like how they said it was a success.
What was a success?
Star Wars. They said it was a success.
Monetary wise.
Money wise.
Was it not?
It was a success, but they actually not acknowledged it was a success.
They have to.
Yeah.
Because,
there's no point studios being coy about that.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't make much, but we're going to do the same time.
But it only passed 1 billion and it's on more. So...
Isn't it almost nearing 2 billion or something?
But that's not enough. It needs to be 9 or 10 billion.
I can kind of imagine the heads or the shareholders are probably like,
where's my 9 billion?
Why hasn't it made 6 billion? We made a massive investment, and it's like, sure, it's probably at about a global gross of about 4 billion, including marketing and all the other.
If it's lucky, it's 4 billion.
Maybe, but at the same time, it's like, it's only downhill from here. I mean, what comes out this year, Rogue One, that film is gonna flop. Even if it makes hundreds of millions, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna go, fuck guys, this film only made 600 billion, that's a flop. I don't think people want these spin-offs.
No, I mean, that's the thing. When it comes to something like Star Wars Obi-Wan movie, more people are going to go that because they know of Obi-Wan. But less people are going to go because Star Wars Rogue One. They're going to be like, what?
What's a Rogue One?
Exactly.
Why would you do that, though? Talk about the most boring aspect, Rebel fighters. Come on, they're pretty boring.
Isn't Boba Fett actually the most boring aspect that they're focusing on, technically?
Oh no, he's not in that one.
No, I mean in what they're doing.
Yeah, because they're doing a Boba Fett film.
Yeah, he's the most boring thing I can imagine.
Yeah, he's got no character. He's just, he's like Master Chief. It's just an outfit.
He's got no face.
The thing is, right, I saw it I remember when I first saw Boba Fett, I rewatched I don't know how to call it, prequel, sequel.
The originals.
The originals, that's it. I rewatched the originals. I was thinking, I'm going to see some hot Boba Fett action because everyone's always getting all about that. He's in one scene and he fucking dies. He's not even cool. He's
But it's the same with 9 though.
He's Nine was badass.
He actually did something cool.
He destroyed Finn.
Exactly. That's the bit that made him cool.
Come on, he has a gun.
Yeah.
He's
it's just like,
fuck that.
get out my weapon, just go to town. That's what made him special. But
Called him traitor as well, and the spinny fucking...
like the most Boba Fett does in all the films is, I've got a spaceship, pew pew, and that's it. No, he doesn't even shoot anyone, does he?
He doesn't hit though, or no. Yeah. It's worst bout ever. You see him everywhere.
Shot though, because he's a fucking moron.
Oh, he doesn't get shot. He gets hit in the back by a blind man and dies. That's Boba Fett.
He's the worst part.
And he gets eaten by the Sarlacc.
Why does everyone think he's cool? That's the weird thing.
It's because in the expanded universe, he digs his way out of the Sarlacc and becomes badass.
Oh, so after
he wouldn't be able to do that if he was unconscious, because I'm pretty sure that thing probably would have eaten him or digested him or something.
Yeah, but it's because it's like digested for 1,000 years. It's like, he's still alive. It's like, no.
Some slow digestion then.
Yeah. That means the Sarlacc would die. Because if it tries to digest over 1,000 years, it's going to die before it's finished.
Yeah, because it's...
Exactly.
This is dumb.
Just simple biology. So, yeah, Boba died in that. He was nothing but a cool outfit.
Oh dear, what a shame.
But speaking of something else that's a cool outfit...
What's that?
Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The official trailer for Suicide Squad dropped, and I think we've all watched it.
Yeah.
What were our thoughts on it, for the most part?
First thing I'm going to say is, I was not happy with the choice of Bohemian Rhapsody for this trailer.
No, it was shit.
It did not work at all.
That was just hey, people like this song.
Yeah.
No.
It didn't work.
I don't know what's up with all these like experimental horrible movie like trailer music.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you trying? You're trying to make it like all artistic and stuff. I don't get. It's weird. It's like how they're trying to do this. Oh, it's just the worst song you could have used. Serious.
Same thing with Star Trek. That was bad as well.
It didn't work.
No.
It really.
It's like, choose a song that fits your tone.
Exactly.
And Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't. I'm pretty sure whoever cut that trailer was watching Wayne's World and was like, "Oh, look this song."
Yeah.
He's already fired too.
I swear they need to fire whoever edits all the trailers for DC, because my gosh, someone doesn't know how to edit. So I'm supposed to jump frames every time I cut, right? But other than the song choice, everything was okay.
Yeah, it all looked fine. I mean, I didn't like the sheer amount of Joker in the trailer.
Joker was terrible in this.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand him.
No.
It was really bad seeing him in his shirt tuxedo thing in his car.
That was weird.
And it was just like, oh no.
You gotta put that picture on the podcast where he's just laughing and he's him with a gun. You just need to do that thing. That's the funniest thing ever.
He looks like some rotten-toothed mafia member.
Yeah. He looks like a bad James Bond villain.
Yeah, he does.
It's like Teef's cousin or something.
Oh, Jaws' cousin, yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
That's what Jaws' little brother is called, Teef.
Jaws' cousin,
I love that. Teef.
Could be called that. I mean...
But, there was also the line at the end, which people are saying is great at the moment, that I didn't like. It was just kind of meh, being the like, we're bad guys, it's what we do. It was just kind of, it was nothing to me. But other people were saying it's like, oh, that's so cool.
Empty threat, basically, because the problem is with DC is they're looking for a Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
They're looking for, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. And no, you don't decide what becomes iconic.
Yeah.
It's the fans and the moviegoers who decide, not you.
And that's the thing, I could be wrong in context in the film. It could be good, like with, because I remember in Star Wars, I thought that line, Chewie, go home, was really embarrassing. But in the film, it was, great.
I know exactly.
But in the trailer, it was awful. So I could be wrong in context. It could be good.
Yeah, because that scene made no sense. We're home. It's like, where the fuck have you been?
Exactly.
It's your fucking ship.
Yeah. But in context, it worked perfectly. So hoping it will work in the film, but I really doubt it.
Are we still looking forward to Suicide Squad?
I am for Harley.
I will. Oh yeah, she's hot.
I'll watch it if I can get discount on the tickets.
I mean, it's like on my laptop I've got Do It For Her, you know, the whole Maggie Simpson like Homer thing, but replaced with pictures of Harley.
What, the actress playing her, or just Harley Quinn in general?
Yeah, Harley Suicide Squad film, yeah.
Cool. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about Fire Emblem Fates, which is going to be releasing real soon for America, so That's good. I'm probably gonna have to wait 6 more months for it because they want to add the word "you" into color.
That's so bad.
But essentially, the game. One of my biggest fears: the game has been altered, censored in a way. So essentially, for North America and Europe. So.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed that this happened, but I guess once we kind of go into it, maybe people can make up their own decision about it. So essentially, within the story, there's a scene where one of the female characters, who obviously the game's in Japanese, so I have no idea how he's supposed to pronounce this character's name. So Suel, however, I'll spell it Soleil. So you can
Celine, because I think that's a French name.
Suel. I was like Sueli or whatever. Like I don't know, because I'm pretty sure
it's definitely French.
When the English voice actors do it anyway, they're probably going to put their own spin on it anyway from what it's Japanese. So
I think it's Celine or Salil.
Suel. I call her Suel for now or whatever. So essentially, this character, she is female. She is, as it's said, madly in love with other females.
Yeah.
To the point where doing a little bit of somewhat spoilerific research, she does faint in battle over the sight of females in combat, which I can imagine could be quite annoying when you really need her to take someone out and she just faints at the sight, which also makes me wonder how many females actually are going to be on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But essentially the protagonist, I believe this is something they can do. They will give her a magic potion. This is stressing magic potion. That they basically makes her see men as women and women as men. Eventually, over the course of the story, the powder does wear off, and you do have the option to propose and marry her. Now, Nintendo has basically, when the game originally came out, a lot of people, obviously in Japan, thought this was like a form of because you can marry her, and also there's also the chance that she could marry a male.
Yes.
She's clearly not in love with males. So a lot of people thought this may be seen as a form of gay conversion or drugging as soon as that comes out. So Nintendo World Report has basically said in a quote that in this version of the game, this is the quote, in this version of the game that ships in the US and Europe, there is no expression in which might be considered as gay conversion or drugging that occurs between characters. So essentially they've said they've removed this scene to, I guess, stop PC, whiny people who have every right to be upset, but there's going to be people who are going to take this, who would take it to even more extreme levels. So they've essentially removed it. Now, at first I was okay with this, then I was a little annoyed because it's like, you did censor the game, that's kind of annoying that we're not getting it, but then I was like, it's for the best, I think.
I agree. I completely agree, because it does go back to the whole thing in the 1950s where there was gay conversion. People was actively trying to make gay people heterosexual, and it is magic. I understand that, but it does go to that whole kind of thing. It's just a magical form of it.
It's a hot topic.
Exactly. So
there is something to say, Ferret.
I can understand why people can be upset about that.
Would get upset.
And I think they have all right to be upset if they're in that, even if they're not in that audience orientation, then they should be. Then that's fine. But me, I think it's just looking too much into a game.
I can understand that argument. I know I've seen a lot of people essentially saying that Nintendo of Japan are basically going, oh fuck, if we release the game with this, they're going to just fucking bring the game down, censor it to put those babies out of their misery. Because one thing you got to realize with Japanese medium is a lot of the time they're not necessarily aware of what may offend everyone on a global scale. So for them, they saw this as just another unique mechanic or story plot point. This is I don't think there was ever a point when they were like, oh, let's challenge this idea or let's be controversial. I think this was just the case of, and I hope you don't mind me saying that, I think this was just creative game design and writing.
It was accidental ignorance. They didn't know.
Yeah.
And they've changed it, and I think that's for the best.
It happens a lot within Asian and other countries. I mean, you can look at other things like the whole situation in Dragon Ball Z with Mr. Popo, how he looked, and Jinx from Pokemon, and all those kinds of things. They never mean any harm. But
No.
I would like to see what they actually do with it, whether it's replaced or it's removed. I don't know whether it's just gonna be. I would personally still like for her to faint in battles.
Yeah,
and there to be like, for example,
Yeah.
someone rushes in. Oh, get up, you stupid woman!
I guess what they could do is is like, you give her a potion that makes her just not do that.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's a placebo, and you're just helping her get over it. That could work.
Because if try to give her a potion, I'd
Yeah,
say
it's still drugging.
Because I mean, realistically, if there was a girl or a guy that fainted at the sight of seeing someone they love, that is a problem.
Get them out of there.
Yeah,
I think you're not
just
right.
get
for
that
this.
like massive nosebleed and just faint.
Yeah, I don't know if it's animated like that, but I mean, yeah, that could be an issue. That must be very strange to be with someone like that would faint at the sheer sight of looking at you.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, okay. But
If looks could kill.
well, she.
No, I know.
I mean, I don't know, in some sense she'd be safe because I imagine someone would just drag her off the battlefield.
Yeah.
Put her away for the next battle.
Just have her like tied to a horse, so as soon as she faints, the horse just runs off.
I wonder if you could do that actually.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like if you actually equip her with a horse, whether if she does faint, she'll just stay there.
I think
I
it's a
don't
good
know.
idea.
Experiments when the game comes out, but I'm still looking forward to the game.
Yeah.
Ace, do you want to take the next story, which is rather interesting?
Yeah, definitely. So, Don't Nod, the creators of Life is Strange, have recently started a scholarship competition, which they've named the Everyday Heroes Contest in name of Life is Strange. So basically, it's a photography competition, which if you, I think there are 3 winners.
Yeah.
You'll get a $10,000 scholarship to a photography school. Or is it any in particular school, or is it just...
I think it's mainly based with photography.
Yeah. So with a photography school. And I think this is amazing. It's a brilliant deal.
It's really cool, and Square Enix gets a lot of shit, and they deserve to get a lot of shit because... I don't know. Seriously, guys, stop looking at Konami as an inspiration. Stop it.
It's like they've got a picture on their wall of Konami. It's like, we have to be you.
No, they're trying to be creative, Konami. Where they're like, how do we creatively bullshit people out of money?
How do we improve on Konami's mistakes, but still keep that money grabbing aspect?
But I mean, it's a nice idea, and I think it's really cool because I mean, getting into college is hard enough as it is, and
tuition fees.
Yes, all that. I mean, that if for 3 people to win this and who are really, really passionate about photography, to just get that nice head start and just be able to do what they love is really cool. And I think it's a nice story because I know I didn't put this in the podcast because it's just a bit too fucked up.
Yeah.
But there is a website where essentially you can be someone's let's just say prostitute for a rich person in order to for them to pay your wages.
Yeah, I heard about this.
This is something that's becoming...
What's the website again? I want to check it out.
I will put it in the description in that sense, but I'll figure it out. But it's a really creepy concept. But at the same time, when you look at the way the world is, you'll be like, "Fuck, I can understand why people might want to do this."
I know some people that they do like cam girl stuff because it gets them money and it gets them through college. So yeah,
it's true. I used to do cam boy stuff. It's not the proudest work I've ever done.
That's where all my money went.
I knew I should have figured that.
See, you wondered who Ace 16 was.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh. Okay.
But one of the things is that it's only within America and Canada.
Yeah.
But
good.
Despite it being Canada, it's excluding Quebec, which is And the weird thing is, Quebec is the most French part of Canada, and Don't Nod is a French company. So, or at least most of the people within Don't Nod are French.
So it's France form of racism.
It's very strange.
It's like self-racism right there.
Yeah. Self-hate.
Yeah.
But, it's very confusing there.
I'm glad you put that there, just in case anyone who did want to enter it doesn't get their hopes up too much. Another thing to consider is they're accepting entries until February 16th of this year. So if you are within the area to enter and you want to, you still have about just over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So go for it.
I will say, I did look at the gallery, and there was one picture that I thought was fantastic. Okay, there was this guy dressed in Goku's gi, and next to him he put just the cartoon Goku, like right next to him, just standing there. I was like, that's a good picture.
That's cool. I mean, we'll link the website in the description, so if you do want to enter, you can, so you don't have to like just search around endlessly. But really nice story. On the kind of flip side, we have the fact that I'll breeze through this real quick, and then I'll let you take the next story, Ferret, as soon as it's more of a reaction kind of one. But Mighty Number 9 has been delayed once again. Essentially, all they really have to say is they're having network issues with bugs, and the game is essentially going to be released some point in spring of this year, 2016. Little bit annoying.
I mean, from what I heard, the whole networking and some of the bugs was to do with co-op or multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was having co-op or multiplayer.
That's what I was shocked about.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, that's awesome.
I honestly don't care about that because...
No. I care about the single-player experience, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Ferret, do you want to take the... Just start us off with the next story, talking about the next trailer.
Trailer, sure thing.
Yeah, cool. Since this is a... I don't know if we ever mentioned... No, we didn't mention this one originally because it wasn't like 100% confirmed in that sense, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, they dropped the new tin.
They dropped the new tin.
No, that's fine because some people call it timid.
Oh my god! No! I was actually getting my head confused. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Manhattan trailer.
Mutants in Manhattan. Yes, the official trailer showing off the gameplay and all that. And what did we think of just the trailer in itself?
Well, considering Platinum Games, I know the gameplay is just going to be great anyway. It's going to be fun.
It makes sense for them to tackle this franchise because, obviously, I think almost everyone's favorite aspect of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the fights.
Yeah.
So having someone who understands combat and timing and animation and frames and all that kind of stuff, it's a match made in heaven. This is kind of completing their trilogy.
Yeah.
The first being Legend of Korra, second being Transformers Devastation, yes, and this one. My only problem with it is the fact that the turtles within the face look a little bit too much like the Michael Bay produced films.
Yeah, I agree, and I actually had a problem with Raph's voice as well, because that kind of reminded me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Michael Bay film.
But Michelangelo sounds exactly like how he does in the 2012 cartoon.
Yeah, Mikey sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few of the voices I had a bit of like...
Game's not finished.
Yeah,
that might just be a scratched voice.
But I'm very happy they went for the IDW design, the comics.
Oh yeah, they're very... they're not like beefy, huge like the Michael Bay produced films. They're kind of like more fighters in a sense.
More lean.
Yeah. You look like they're quick but strong at the same time, and there was a lot of throwbacks to Bebop, Rocksteady. Yeah. There was another character. I don't know who that character is.
It was like a shark with like fake legs, or something.
I don't know if that's a real character or not. I don't know if he's made up or if he's like new, but he's probably in the series.
Yeah, or there was an action figure of him like in the 80s or something.
Yeah. Which is fine. But other than that, looking forward to it. I haven't actually touched any of these games yet, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know if The Legend of Korra is on physical because I would pick it up. I know Transformers Devastation definitely is.
I'm planning on getting that for PS4 at some point.
Might as well. And hopefully Activision, they've kind of been just staying silent and being like, hey Activision, you make us good games. And Platinum's like, sure. Let's hope that Platinum eventually go back to Scalebound.
Yeah, at some point.
Or we could also throw up the other question, what do they tackle next?
I want them to do Power Rangers.
I want them to do Doctor Who.
Doctor Who? What?
I'm just throwing you guys off. No, Power Rangers would be good.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing. Whenever anyone asks, what should we do next? Always Doctor Who. And it's like, Doctor Who's not going to work in a fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was literally about to say. It's like, how would you do combat?
Sonic screwdriver, fire,
do some like
water.
super spinny, and then like
jab it in the eye.
Yeah.
And he has a string that pulls it back, takes the eye
out. Oh no.
But yeah, I don't know what else they could do. I mean, I would like to see them tackle something that isn't so nostalgia heavy.
Okay.
I'd like them to do something that just makes sense, but it's not. No one saw it coming. Like, whoa, oh my god, they're doing a game to this, and I I don't know. I'm thinking a slightly more obscure cartoon that is maybe getting a comeback earlier this year. Very underrated, and it only would involve 2 characters. I'm of course talking about Sword Cats.
Okay.
I would like to see.
That makes sense.
I would like someone needs to do something with Sword Cats because it makes sense. That show goes in hard. I mean, yeah, it's a bit weird. The whole world is cats.
Yeah.
Which is really odd because usually you have worlds with talking animals or furries or whatever, and they're all different animals. But this is time that they're all cats, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
Because they're all cats, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what the choice for that was, but that's fine. Swords Cats, something with them would be good, or do something like.
I'd be happy with Power Rangers. That could be amazing.
Ferret, do you have any
intense
ideas you want to throw out for Platinum to take on? Sorry if you don't.
Not really, no.
That's fine. Next story. I'm going to take this one because I think this regards me more or less. So I'm going to say this is mostly rumor based.
Okay.
But essentially, this is talking about the alleged Nicktoons movie. Nickelodeon looking to make a film based on their 80s and 90s cartoons and shows. Essentially, they're going to be using Who Framed Roger Rabbit as an example as to what the film is going to be like, which is a really good example because Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a fantastic film.
Not Cool World though. They're not using Cool World as
no. Fuck that film. No, not that one. Essentially, Paramount and Nickelodeon have essentially stated, if this is true, that the writer for the I've messed it up. The director for the film is going to be Jared Hayes. Who
was it? I thought it was Jared Hess.
Hayes.
It's something.
As well as with his wife as well, who they wrote Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which is a good sign because those are fairly decently funny films. So that's hopeful to look forward to. Which it's promising, but I mean, it's still only just rumors. Now, obviously, you could debate. I mean, would you guys even give a shit if this film ever happened? Personally,
I mean that's the thing. When it comes to Nicktoons, the only things I really watched was Angry Beavers, Rugrats, and a bit of Ren and Stimpy. So there's not too much there for me.
Do you have any attachment to Nickelodeon at all, Ferret?
I can't say I do, other than a few Rugrats episodes.
Mm-hmm. That's fine, and that's partly my concern, and I'll get to that in a sec. Because on the basis of whether this is real or not, I think it's very likely because Paramount publish everything Nickelodeon does. They produce all their DVDs. This also links into the fact that they brought back shows on a special for the Splats this October, which we covered as well. The fact that they're reviving a lot of their older cartoons, and the fact that Nickelodeon isn't doing very well right now regarding its newer cartoons. So I can understand why they would want to bring back the older ones and put more focus on the old. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame because shows like Harvey Beaks are getting screwed over. Now, whether this film could work is another question because you said Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and if you look at the production of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that was some serious stuff.
The fact that they managed to get Warner Brothers and Disney cartoon characters for one is amazing.
And even then, they didn't get everyone just due to timing issues. There was originally going to be a lot more of Tex Avery characters and stuff like that. Even Chip and Dale, they didn't make it in just due to time and copyright issues. And the only reason I believe Disney and Warner Brothers worked together was because of Spielberg. Yeah. Because Spielberg was on the project, they were like, "Oh, okay, he did E.T. That's cool." Yeah. They were inclined to work, and even then, because they wouldn't really work together, they said, "Okay, we have to have the same amount of time as the other." So that's why there's the scene with Donald Duck and Daffy playing the piano, and Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse on the same scene because they were like, "No, we have to have the," because they couldn't agree on who would get more time, so they had to put them in at the same time, which is interesting. But I mean, the thing is, if they do a film like this, let's say all the characters exist, they're real, and they're in Nickelodeon / Paramount Studios, and they're all like, "Oh, real cartoons." You have to do it 2D style. You can't do 3D chipmunks because that will ruin it. Because most of their characters are human anyway. Yeah. I mean, how would Hey Arnold look if you suddenly made him 3D?
Oh, that would be weird.
He'd look weird. It'd make more sense if he looked like a cartoon, because then you're like, oh, he's a human, but he's a cartoon, but he gets everything. I mean, and then also here's the question. Here's the one thing that I'm worried about and that is, okay, say this film happens, is the nostalgia strong enough?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem I have.
Because I mean, I was thinking too.
Because, okay, so if this film happens, like you two, would you go see it?
No, very unlikely.
There's no chance. I think I'll only wait for it to go on DVD, and then I'll watch it if I'm bored.
And also here's a thing. So you're gonna make a film about all these 80s and 90s cartoons, but then it's like, so you're marketing just to people of our age and older. Yeah. What about a newer audience? What about a bigger audience? Are you going to put in newer cartoons? Yeah. If you do that, are you then going to alienate all the fans who like the older cartoons?
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Considering it's 90s based, you're going to have the people claim to be 90s kids going to see it, saying it's the best 90s film.
That's actually true.
So they've got that bit down. But other than that, it's really divisive what they're going to do and what audiences they're tackling.
I mean, the thing is, they got people in like someone born in 2001. I'm 90s kids. Yeah, let's watch this 90s show. They got that.
Some fakers. It's like what's
or they're born in 1999.
I love that so much. I'm a 90s kid. It's like no.
It kind of goes back to the cliche of I'm not your typical girl.
Oh yeah. It's like
which is always good. But I mean, I'll be interested to see what happens with this personally. But I don't know. I mean, if it happens, I wish them the best of luck because Nickelodeon deserves.
I encourage it
kind
as
of
well.
Thing. Yeah,
it's good.
But I mean,
if they can make something good, and maybe I'll end up going to see it.
But I mean, honestly, all Nickelodeon really need to do to be relevant again is bring back Invader Zim and Angry Beavers, and that's it.
If they brought back Invader Zim, I'd be watching.
And they won't because they don't want to admit they were wrong. That's why. Because the funny story with it, once they cancelled the show, they were like, oh shit, people really fucking like this show. If we bring the show back, we're going to admit that our decision to cancel the show was wrong.
Yeah.
So that's why they've been very coy with it, and they've not said anything. And only now they've only keeled over and said, fine, you guys get a comic.
Yeah.
That's it, but we're not doing anything else. You know, Nickelodeon are very weird with the way they cancel their shows.
Very stubborn.
Yeah.
Extremely stubborn, yes. I mean,
because I remember you telling me about the whole like if the show's got like robots in it, they're likely to cancel it.
That's Cartoon Network.
Oh, Cartoon Network. Okay. Wrong people.
Every show that Cartoon Network has had that's involved robots has been viciously destroyed. Megas XLR can never be shown on TV again because they wrote it off.
Really?
Yes. They wrote because apparently its reviews were so poor. They did that like weird copyright law where they wrote it off, where essentially it can never be shown on TV again. Only a few TV shows have ever had that happen to them. Robot Kid, that was a show about a robot kid that got cancelled. Symbiotic Titan, fantastic cartoon. They cancelled it because they couldn't get anyone to make toys for it.
Did they have Super Robot Monkey Team had before Square
Yes.
Enix?
No, that wasn't them. That was Fox
name.
Kids.
I'm mixing all of them up.
But the weird thing about Symbiotic Titan as well is I remember that when they did cancel the series, they changed the last episode name from something along the lines of The Final Straw to like A New Beginning. Last minute they changed the final episode to A New Beginning, and then the show got cancelled.
Wow.
Which is weird. Which makes me think, oh, are they gonna wait for something? But it's been 4 years. So.
Yeah.
Oh well. Moving on to the next story, I get to talk a little bit more. But you guys can help me with some of it. Essentially, DC have said they're going to be reviving some of the Hanna Barbera cartoons, which makes me super happy because I love Hanna Barbera's cartoons.
Aren't they as comic books that they're doing these?
Yes. Yes, they're doing that. If you guys want to take one of these stories, that's fine. But I want to take the first one, being the fact that they're doing a new series based on Scooby-Doo, Scooby Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a broken name to me. It doesn't quite sound English.
It should have been like Scooby-Doo the Apocalypse.
Yeah, it sounds weird, and basically
it looks cool, though.
They're DC or whoever they're calling it the crown jewel of this like kind of Hanna-Barbera revival universe, as essentially Code DC publisher Jim Lee is going to be working on it, as well as Harold Potter and Kenneth Griniff.
Jim Lee is a fantastic artist.
Just looking at his work, I have some problems with this image. I'm going to put a source to all the images so you guys can have a look and make up your own mind. I like the way it looks. It looks very anime, and I've always said the next step, you make Scooby-Doo an anime.
Yeah.
That's what you do. I have problems with Shaggy's weird hipster beard.
That's it. Yes.
That's the thing. I had the same problem, but I thought it makes complete sense in modern time. Because considering it seems like it's going to be modern time Scooby Gang.
Actually, it seems more like futuristic times because
it looks modern.
It's future.
Well, to me, it looks modern because you got like Bro Fred, who's got his tribal tattoo. Yeah, right on his left arm.
Yeah, I see it.
And you've got like kind of hipster stoner Shaggy.
And he's got
who's got like a sleeve, but it makes sense, but I don't like the design either because it is a bit too much.
And the moustache as well.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that bothers me. Just get rid of that moustache.
Yeah.
I mean, he can have the beard. He can have the full beard. Everything that's fine. Everything else is fine.
Yeah.
Daphne, Velma looks like a kid in this.
Yeah, she looks like she looks more anime than the rest of the cast.
Super anime.
Yeah. Which is probably because her glasses are pure white.
Yeah, it's going for the glasses coon kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Scooby, who looks.
He looks stoned.
Older.
Yeah.
Scooby looks cool.
I don't know what he's got in his eye.
It's like Metal Gear Solid. He's like.
Is that like D-Wolf?
He's old.
Oh yeah.
Older.
Punish Scooby. But I really like this look. I mean, I'll be interested to see what actually happens. Hopefully it'll be good. The art's fantastic.
Yeah.
The other two, I believe that writers. They should do a good job. But, I mean, obviously, you got Jim Lee. I mean,
Jim Lee. Jim
Lee's doing Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh wow! So I guess there are smart people at DC.
Exactly.
Fucking cancel the DC universe. Give me a Scooby-Doo Apocalypse movie now. I don't care if you want to recast the original cast of the first film. I don't care.
Yeah.
Next, do you want to take this? Either one of you want to take this next one?
I want to take the last one.
I'll take it then.
Yeah.
Unless you want to take it. Okay. The second one essentially is Wacky Races is coming back, but it's getting a Mad Max flair.
Yeah, that's
essentially
what I
titled Wacky Race Land. The designer for Fury Road, Mark Sexton, has basically put the two together, and he's redesigned the classic cars from the cartoon and. Along with Ken Portek, who I believe is writing. I believe he's writing. This looks really cool. We just see just three cars in this image. You see the I can't remember everyone's name, but you see like the mafia guys in the background. You see the hot rod kind of guy, and you see like Penelope something. I forget what the lady in the pink car. I forget what she's called. But the cars look brutal, damaged, beefed up. They got like more motor engine. The show was stupid and weird as it was, but I mean, hopefully there'll be no killing in it. But I mean, it looks like it's going to be serious. I mean, they've only shown 3 characters. I'd like to see what like the cavemen look like, the gruesome twosomes. Obviously, Dick Dastardly and Muttley. I'd love to see what their card looks like.
I can't wait to see that.
Theirs was the best, and I'm like, oh. And I mean, the fact that it's going to be the case of like. You know, even if there's no killing in it, the fact that it's going to be like, oh yeah, I just blew up your car.
Yeah,
Here comes a sandstorm, or oh, you're going to have to fix your engine now. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And the second to last one, I'll let you take that one, Ace.
Oh no, I was going to do the.
The very last one. Do you want to take the next one?
I don't mind taking
Ferret?
the Pokemon one.
No, not the Pokemon. We're still talking about like the DC comics.
The DC.
Yeah.
No worries, I can breeze through this real quick. The next one is Flintstones, who somewhat unchanged. The only real difference is that they're getting the writer and author of the current Harley Quinn series, being Amanda Corner and Mark Russell, to do it. Not fine. Artwork looks fine. It's just nothing's changed.
I'm not too fond of the art because it just reminds me of the awful movies. Like the Flintstone movie, that's what it reminds me of.
No,
it does to me, and I'm not feeling that. That's just my personal feelings.
it looks fine.
Okay.
It looks fine to me. Probably my least excited one, but
Yeah.
I'll let you take the final one, Ace,
Yes.
as I've been promising for 3 fucking times.
The next one is Future Quest, which I'm actually quite excited about because they're putting Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, Birdman, the Herculoids, Frankenstein Jr., Impossibles, the Galaxy Trio, and Mitor all together in what looks like an amazing, crazy adventure.
Yes, I also saw Brock is definitely there, and I forget the other guy. He was part of because I remember watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which is a hilarious concept where a superhero cartoon is essentially interviewing people, but because only one episode of Space Ghost was ever made, they recycled the animation from that one episode to shameless, ways.
Yeah.
But I mean.
So, did you ever watch the the 66 Space Ghost?
No.
No, yeah, because that was proper campy superhero action.
Yeah, I mean, and Brock as well. I mean, because I think after the Space Ghost, the Brock show came out, which essentially, I know Brock was a villain within Space Ghost. Same with Cromorex.
Yeah.
The cricket guy. So obviously, there's one episode where Space Ghost just randomly appears in the Brock show, and it's like, oh hey. Which is cool. This show looks like it could be very ambitious and very cool. I know there's been talks about doing a Johnny Quest film, because who's actually behind this project?
I actually didn't get their names down, unfortunately.
Luckily, I did. Which essentially all I could gather was the writer of Flash Gordon, Jeff Parker, is going to be writing it, and we have art by Doc Shanna.
Okay.
So. If you know who they are, then it looks good. It captures it.
Yeah, it looks
well.
like it's going to be fun.
It should be cool, and I hope it is. But yeah, this is a surprise turn of events that DC decided to be cool for once.
Although, on the other hand, DC have done something not cool.
What's that?
Well, DC have announced that they're going to be doing. It's actually been kind of under the boards. Barely any people have heard it. That they're relaunching the DC Universe comics. They're doing a project called DC Rebirth. So they're gonna bring all the comics back. So it's there'll be Batman #1 again, and Harley Quinn #1. And what they want to do is make it more in line with the movies and TV shows.
Wow.
Yeah. They want to make them like those.
They're doing them. The thing about them, DC, they're always when Marvel is they spend years trying to establish all of this stuff. They do it the proper way you're meant to.
Yeah.
You start with the comics, and then you start building up the hype through the movies. DC are oh, we gotta follow Marvel. Let's do one movie first.
Yeah.
And then let's do everything else.
And then reboot the whole franchise.
Dumb. Wow, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
I just imagine they all shit themselves there. The comics don't make sense in the movies.
Yeah.
And then the one guy just presses one big button. Let's do the reboot. Fuck it all.
But
before you go in, I like the idea of there just being a button at DC that just reboots everything they've done, and it's get the key quick, ignition.
No, they wouldn't even have the key in there. The sheer amount of times they've rebooted, they'd have it just there. All right, Fred, want to press it again?
God, so bad.
This is happening in summer around June. So after I think 1 or 2 DC films have come out. I think Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad.
I really don't care, because the only DC comic I'm reading is Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And as we've already stated, the two people behind that, they're going to be working on Flintstones.
Yeah.
So
sure. You should just have that quote on the bottom of every DC movie box set. It's I don't care.
But
2016 Yankee Raccoon.
They've said what people have noticed is that the line is going to be dominated, the line of comics are going to be dominated by stuff like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and Suicide Squad. So it's essentially ones that have movies, and other ones that have TV shows, they're going to be focusing so there might be 2 Flash comics instead of 1. But stuff that hasn't got a film or a TV show is going to get sidelined. So stuff like Green Lantern, that's getting sidelined. Yeah.
Which it kind of should, but
I know, but
but that's not fair at the same time.
Green Lantern has 3 comics. It's got Green Lantern, Red Lantern, and Lantern Corps. So it's likely they're going to cut that down to 1 comic. Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Oh, man. DC, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. They just want things to be like their movies that haven't come out yet. So they don't even know if people like them.
The thing with Marvel comics, because I read 2 more Marvel comics than I do DC, and the thing is with them is once a film based on Parody does come out, they do release obviously a comic that's more in tune with the film.
Or
and
they'll
stuff
adapt
like that.
characters and bring them in.
But at the same time, they don't talk down to their readers. I mean, they depending on how you feel, they would manage to somehow incorporate a good story or good artwork within the fact that, let's use one of the more popular examples. The Vision looks like how he does from the film, rather than how he's looked in the comics. That's usually the only other thing that happens. By doing this whole reboot, you're essentially, it's almost as if you're saying, oh yeah, well fuck the comic fans. I mean, we're not really making that much money off them. They only put us there where we are, but
to be honest, that's exactly what they don't care about the comics.
And
because the movies make the billions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, but that's like they're giving up. That's like they're saying, oh, it's a dead art.
They're just following Marvel. They don't care. All they care about is movies and toys.
And that statement's weird as well. What you said, they're following Marvel, because you get the sense that they are, but at the same time, they're also not.
They're following the model, but they're not following the actual.
Very well.
No, they are following it just badly.
It feels like, with me, it feels like Marvel has an actual passion for creating this incredible universe. And although, obviously, they're making money, like, that's the first thing they want to do. It feels like the people that are working there actually care about what they do.
Yeah.
Whereas DC has just got loads of people running about with their shirts undone, ties like messed up, and hair.
And Zack Snyder saying that he's king.
That point can be proved by the fact that they've entrusted Zack Snyder with 2 of their films.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like, give the Cyborg film to M. Night Shyamalan? Are you fucking high? What are they doing?
Like, the twist at the end, he's not actually a cyborg.
He's a robot.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, like, there's a 2 little note I want to make about Marvel, considering we mentioned Captain America, the comic book one. Steve Rogers is kind of Captain America again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he the one who beat his wife?
No, that's Hank Pym.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Steve Rogers is.
No. Captain America did beat his wife at some point.
No, he didn't. That was Hank Pym.
He is American.
No, Captain America beat someone up at some point. I know that for a fact.
He's beat someone up, but he hasn't beat his wife.
Okay, but if someone close to him, I know he beat and almost killed, and someone had to kill him.
I think. The problem is there have been tons of Captain Americas. There's been like 5.
Yeah,
but it wasn't Steve Rogers.
It's coming back to me. There was a Captain America at some point that was so old school from where he got frozen that he would beat someone he liked.
That was the Vietnam Captain America.
Vietnam one. That sounds pretty
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other note is that Marvel are doing Civil War 2 in the comics with Captain Marvel going against Iron Man on the front cover.
Oh yeah, I saw that cover.
And I was like, literally, there was like nothing to that story.
Yeah, it's just Civil War films coming out, so it's like, well, we got to do another Civil War during the comics so people can buy it, and that's basically.
They won't know the first story.
I know. That's the point I wanted to make. That is, Marvel are doing stuff better, but they're still messing up.
So they'll have to make make reference. They won't make reference to number 1, because I'm pretty sure it's going to say Civil War 2, and they're going to make no mention of who died or any casualties or anything like that.
Oh yeah, because otherwise they'd have to say Captain America died, which apparently he got stopped in time with a bullet.
Don't lie to me. He always dies.
Exactly, he does.
Don't lie to me.
And here we are. He's coming back to be Captain America.
Don't lie to me. He's dead. He's always been dead.
Don't lie to me. He's already dead.
Stop it. Stop. He's already dead.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say with Marvel as well.
That's fine. Shall you guys move? I'll let you guys handle the Pokemon news because I think I've talked for long enough. So essentially, there was it's still the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. Its official 20th point is going to be in February, so this month. And already, Pokemon Company's just been dishing out things. So I'll let you guys handle what has gone on with most of the stuff. What do you want to start with?
They're bloody good, isn't it? They're going bloody good now.
Going in vicious.
But they've released a Super Bowl commercial. And what did you guys think of that?
Excuse me.
I've literally got them written down here, giving me chills, because it actually gave me chills, that trailer.
It was pretty badass.
It was epic.
Yeah.
It was epic and nice to see Pokemon kind of have a realistic representation of how big Pokemon is for a lot of people in that sense. Because I have a lot of people like to put Pokemon down as being a game that hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
And you could. No, here's the thing. You could argue that with the main series because you could say, oh, it hits every plot point. It's the same game, and I can understand people would say that. But at the same time, when you see how far Pokemon reaches from the spin-off games that are actually good, from the franchises that have spun off of it, and from just how much enjoyment it brings for people. I mean, yeah, even like the more recent main series games have really spiced it up in a sense.
Yeah.
But
The thing is, like, sorry, go on.
no, go on. It's fine.
I don't feel that's the same. I think they've just been going really good ever since they started the remakes and stuff. It's just been, especially with Pokemon, the recent ones, Pokemon Omega and
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, that one's got pop. Really, really, everyone loves that game. It's
that game's
really,
good.
really good. It's like I don't think they've backed down or gone out of the limelight ever. Like,
No, I think for a lot of people they are it's a term you could use for some people like first geners.
Oh yeah, Gen 1ers.
Yeah, where it's like sure whatever.
Sound like a disease.
It does.
I mean that's fine. I mean I do like seeing people complaining about new Pokemon stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, but you fucking get excited for the next Call of Duty, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's changed.
Yeah.
At least there's, you could just look up any image of all the Pokemon games and put all of them side by side, and you could see progression in 20 years.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's coming up to its, like, what, 16th, 15th, 12th year?
I have no bloody clue.
Call of Duty's been around for 10 years, consistently every year. And you can't tell them apart.
No.
Not really, no.
Maybe the first three, because they're set,
They're World War
the
II.
first three all look the same, and then the next lot all look the same. And it's like, oh, okay, so we're supposed to give Call of Duty the respect because it makes a lot of money.
I'd say, like, Call of Duty 1 up until, let's say, maybe 6, they are different consistently. Like, 1 to 3 are World War II. Then you've got Modern Warfare. Then you've got World at War, which goes kind of 50s. Then you've got Modern Warfare 2, then Black Ops, which is set in the 60s. So up until that, it's consistently different in a way.
Let me break it down how like every Call of Duty game goes. So the first game, it's nice. It's nice. It's sweet. It's like, that's nice. Second one was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Good.
Third one, you're like, yeah. Modern Warfare comes out and you're like,
that was a mind blower.
This is the future. World at War, never played. It was boring. It just had zombies.
It was boring, but the zombies was good, and it started off the Black Ops storyline, you could say.
Modern Warfare 2 had one good scene in it.
Yeah, it was the James Bond version of Modern Warfare 1.
To some extent. Yeah. Black Ops had a cool menu. And then after that, nothing.
I'd say its story was still intriguing compared to every other Call of Duty
My
story.
son!
I love that though. It's like, what do the numbers mean? Like, I thought that was hilarious.
Bro thought it was Lost.
Yeah, exactly.
The TV series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this Super Bowl commercial was, I think, very special to a lot of people because, like I said, it it gave you chills. It's epic to me. You really liked it, Ferret, and I mean, it's how a lot of people see Pokemon. I mean, and I got a Pokemon Stadium feel when I saw the kind of end bit, and I do like the whole idea of like the parents wishing me like, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that was great.
I can.
It all makes us think about the time when we were young, and wishing that Pokemon was real again.
Yeah.
It's the perfect world.
What do you mean when we were young? I still do that.
I was thinking when I was watching that trailer, I was like, oh, I wish I was there. At the fucking final championship.
I do have one thing to say. Who the hell uses a Magneton?
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, I mean, if you wanted that kind of Pokemon, you go for Magnezone.
I was like, wow, you're such a casual.
Exactly. Either that or like pure hipster trader.
You're stinking up my legacy with your stupidness. Pokemon doesn't even know how to play Pokemon, apparently.
Exactly.
Wow, it's like, and a Pikachu as well. Come on.
Oh no.
Evolve the damn thing.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Or devolve it. Do something. But no, that was a good. It was really nice. I mean, I still think they're gonna confirm more.
Yeah.
At the coming this year. I think this is just the tipping point.
I'm waiting for like Pokemon Stadium 3. I'm waiting for Pokemon Z, and I'm waiting for Pokemon Colosseum /XD sequel.
I think we're only gonna get one of those.
I want all 3.
I'd like more.
Are we still getting Pokemon Z? Zed.
That's it. It's maybe someday.
We don't know.
I really don't think it'll happen.
I mean,
They stopped doing that whole free game thing like longer before that.
Well,
They.
Kind of.
I mean,
With
unless they
black
do
and white.
like
not unless they do like X and Y 2.
unless they do like XXXY.
So I keep forgetting which one. Oh, yeah, it's
Or they
X
could
and
do
Y
X,
for
X,
some
Y,
reason.
Y, X,
Well,
X.
yeah, XXXY.
The
It's
Witch
called
House
human
artist.
genomes.
It's getting really confusing now. I think they should don't use it for X and Y 2. That would be stupid. I don't think they would.
Well, Black 2, White 2 is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
kind of...
that was a
that's
bit
awesome.
like, well, okay, direct.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool at first.
Yeah.
Direct sequel. I'm thinking, okay.
It was like gold and silver to red and blue.
Yeah. Is that? Oh,
Yeah,
pretty good.
the other thing that's happening regarding the downloads, I'll let you take that.
Yeah. So, in case you've been Pokemon Trainer, Pokemon Master this time, you might have been missing some Pokemon.
To be a master.
Yeah. And if you want to be a master, you might want to get these Pokemon, which are coming to Game and GameStop, depending on whether you're America or Europe.
And it should be any other respected main
Yeah.
chain gaming store for
Th-
wherever you
those
are in the
would-
country.
Those are ones that it mentioned. So, which they're going to be releasing Mew in February, Celebi in March, Jirachi in April, Darkrai in May, Manaphy in June, Shaman in July, Arceus in August, Victini in September, Keldeo in October, Genesect in November, and Meliota in December. And all these are going to be available from the 1st to the 24th of that month.
So go and get as many codes as
Yeah.
you want, because I know they should let you. And if they don't let you get more codes, then
Yeah.
fuck them, because
Just go to another one.
because they're taking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me. Last time I went up to get I forget what Pokemon it was. I went up to get some code, and I was like, went up to the girl who was working there. I was like, "Oh, can I get a code?" And she was like, "How many do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I can have multiple ones." And she was like, "Yeah." And then the manager at the time was like, "Yeah, I've got like 50."
Yeah. Yeah, because one of them gave me like 5 just for random Pokemon. I was like, cool. But Mew, Darkrai, Arceus, and Genesect are you get at a store. The others, they've all said, are through the Nintendo Network.
So that is just the codes.
Yeah.
It's live. You know,
Yeah.
go get it by mystery gift.
I
imagine
believe
still?
so,
Yes. Okay, that's cool because from the point of about Diamond,
Yeah.
you've been able to receive these Pokemon via these little codes, and not everyone really understood how to use the internet with like the DS. But now they're kind of making up for that, because if you go on the Wonder Trade on either two of the
Yeah.
games, it's like you got Mew.
Yeah, exactly.
I need
Everyone's just asking for it.
But now people are going to be like, I got Mew, I got
Yeah.
5 Mews, you want a Mew? You know,
Exactly.
it's gonna be
That's what
like-
I'm going to be doing. Just get a bunch of codes. Just get 5 Mews.
£5, £10, £10.
Exactly.
The only thing I don't like is how it's level 100. That's just like when you get the Mew.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
It's at max level.
I don't
think
know
that's
about
really
the other
disappointing.
ones,
Yeah.
but I know Mew is definitely at like
Okay.
100.
That's what's disappointing.
But that's maybe because, I mean, it's still a gift.
Yeah.
So that's maybe because they don't want people fucking around with them or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. And the final bit, which is the most bizarre one, surprisingly, I don't think anyone could have predicted this.
No. No one predicted this.
Yeah, go on.
But they showed a glimpse of it 2 years ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
Where was that?
It's a bit like it was on YouTube. There was Pokemon. There was Pikachu clapping to a video. It was like that. Pikachu clapping.
Did he have like the hat?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
But that's all they showed.
intriguing.
I have to look into that. I mean, it makes sense because development time.
Yeah.
But we are talking about Detective Pikachu.
Yes. I've heard other names being like Super Awesome Detective Pikachu and stuff like that, but so far we just know Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Pikachu that can talk and wears Sherlock Holmes inspired clothing.
Yeah, I was thrown the fuck off when he spoke.
Yeah.
Because not only was he speaking, but
Yeah.
he's got a weird ass voice.
That's when I heard him speak, I was like, "This is the most gangster Pikachu I've ever seen."
I thought it was.
Yo, dog,
awesome.
I'm a boss a cap in that ass.
Exactly.
But you know the crazy thing is, people are there's about 30,000 signatures already on change.org
Yeah.
to get Danny DeVito to,
Yes.
to voice him.
I would love that.
That is perfect. Pikachu fits him, so
Yeah,
it just
does.
fits.
Yeah,
I can see it.
It's the right height.
I imagine
Yeah, exactly.
if that's the if that's what the Japanese voice is going to sound like, you might as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Pikachu sounding like me when we get the game, because
Yeah.
that wouldn't work.
I want some deep, gravelly detective voice for this. I mean, not necessarily gravelly, but it's got to be a deep voice.
It's got to be serious. Would you
It's
guys?
got to have a bit of comedy in the voice.
Yeah.
as well.
Would you guys be upset if they got Benedict Cumberbatch to do the voice for Pikachu?
Yeah, I'd be quite upset about that.
This is nothing. This is me just thinking aloud.
Because obviously he's Sherlock, so people would know that. But I'd be kind of disappointed. I'd rather have who's the actor from Only Fools and Horses, who was Inspector Morse or Inspector Frost.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Is he Del Boy or?
No.
What, who
That's
is he?
I forget his name.
Yeah.
But I know who it is.
Yeah. That guy would be great. Like, if it's not a deep voice guy.
The main character from the British comedy Only Fools and Horses, for anyone who wants to, the slightly shorter character, because we can't remember his actor name or character name, so in case you want
that's Del Boy.
Is it Del Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought the other guy was Del Boy.
I forgot the other one's name, the taller
Okay.
one.
Well, then Del Boy from Only
It's
Fools
Del
and
Boy, yeah.
Horses.
But yeah. If they don't go for a deep voice, then I'd be fine with him, because he's got a comedy kind of tone to his voice.
I mean, depends whether they would actually get. I don't know if the Japanese voice actor is anyone big.
Yeah, I know.
Because his voice is definitely distinct from voice acting from other, anime.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see what happens with that.
And you do actually play as Pokemon like trainer.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so it's a bit like Yellow.
In a way, but I'm guessing you're not actually catching Pokemon.
Yeah,
you're
well, I
just
mean, like
solving crap.
Pikachu's with you.
Yeah.
Thing is it offensive to like capture and make Pokemon fight then? Because Pikachu can talk. So what if we tried to put him in a Pokeball?
I had a theory
Would that
for
be assault?
like. Oh my god.
Would it though?
Yeah.
Well, if he was owned by someone else, that would be assault. But if it's a
If it
wild
was
Pokemon,
his
then
though, that'll be a domestic abuse.
if you threw a Pokeball at someone else's Pokemon, then I'm pretty sure that's assault.
Yeah.
Shit will go
yeah.
down if anything tries it on my
Battle!
Pokemon.
Exactly.
Battle time!
Wait, not a Pokemon battle.
Game time.
They get their fists out for that stuff.
Hopefully it's not as brutal as
Why would I want to get a black eye? Just let my Pikachu get it.
Pokemon
He won't
Origins
evolve,
shoes.
so he's getting one.
But I had a theory how Pikachu might talk, being the whole like in Pokemon Red and Blue, Bill did that weird teleport thingy, and he looked like a Pokemon.
Oh, so it's a human then.
That's what I'm thinking, like a human Pokemon combination. That's
Or
what
we
I'm
could have
thinking.
just learned it like Meowth did.
That's also possible.
That's true.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the common thing going around. But this is just an out there theory
That's
I had.
fine, you can have that. Final few stories. Oh god. Disgusted by just looking at what it was. You may have noticed that with a lot of the things we've talked about, we've had very few notes, but a lot to say about these things. And the next one we're talking about is the teaser trailer for DreamWorks' next film after Kung Fu Panda 3, being released in November of this year, being Trolls. Now, before we actually get into our reaction, which we've already hinted at, this is, I believe, it is based off the Trolls from the Toei series. So I was very so I was very surprised that DreamWorks would even consider making a film about these guys. Soon as they're not very popular toys at all. I don't know anyone who ever liked them. I know there's that great scene from The Simpsons where Marge takes the troll dog off Bart, and she looks at it and she's kind of like, "Oh, I don't want you playing with something with such terrible hair." The comparison of her hair with the troll's hair is like, "Oh wow, you hypocrite." But we watched this trailer and thoughts.
Basically, they know the best way to compare it. It's like, say your friend had been working all day in some little shitty program like Blender or something, creating a crappy animation, and he shows you. That's basically what the Trolls is. It's got no effort involved. It's got a white background. I'm thinking the whole movie is bloody set in, and it has the logo, and they're all dancing on it, and then for some reason a giant foot comes in. Like, where's my context? I don't know what's going on.
Also, can we talk like the song of choice being the very popular, the song that will last forever, Whip and Nene.
Oh, that song.
Does anyone actually know what that is?
It's skyrocketed on the charts.
All I know is it's Whip and Nene. That's the only bit I know about
What
the
is
song.
what is that? What is that?
Whip is
It's
a
like Grandad.
dance move. And
What is that?
Like Whip and Nene are a dance move, and the whole song is about people doing these dance moves. That's the whole song.
So is the dance called Whip and Nene?
No, Whip is one dance, Nene is another dance.
We forgot to mention Raccoon is actually 50 years old.
Yeah.
No, he's actually 70.
He doesn't get down with the kids.
I'm a very old
I don't know what
Raccoon.
is going on.
Yeah.
I'm mostly all grey.
But yeah, it's a really awful song, and I think the last time I saw it was in Alvin and Chipmunks trailer.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure in that they said like, "Watch me Chip, watch me Nene."
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
they're chipmunks.
yeah, awful song choice, and the humour involved. Okay, like the fat troll starts twerking.
Oh.
That's the joke.
That's even twerking.
Oh,
It
that's
looks like he's
funny.
probably just
Yeah.
shaking his butt.
That's relevant.
And then the yellow troll has a very deep
Oh,
voice.
you can't say that. You can't
That's-
say that, man. It's PC.
Yellow also means cowardly, so
Yeah.
don't even go
No, the troll that is specifically the yellow colour has a deep voice. That's the joke. And it's like, okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Where's the Mexican troll?
Oh, yeah. Where's the Adam Sandler troll?
Where's my token black troll?
Yeah.
My thoughts on this trailer. Now, I've known about this film since last year. I knew it was based
Okay.
on the toys, and I was interested in seeing what it would actually be because, like I said already, strange DreamWorks would even make a film based on something. They're more creative and original than that. And when I saw this trailer, I literally remember thinking, because looking at all the hate, I was like, you know what, guys, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
But at the same time, first impressions are very, very important.
Yeah.
And when you come out with a trailer like that, which isn't marketing to anyone other than little children, and if you want to even go that far, very impressionable and childish little children, that does not bode well. When you've made films like Shrek and Kung Fu Panda, even got Kung Fu Panda 3 coming out, and How to Train Your Dragon, regarded as one of the better, one of the highly acclaimed animated films of our current time, and you come out with a trailer like that, damn right people are going to be annoyed, upset, because it looks like you've given up.
It looks like it looks like they're all having mental breakdowns.
What, the people making it or the trolls?
The people making it.
I mean, they're letting the whole team down.
And this might link back to the whole... DreamWorks have had some kind of issues in 2014 when they released Peabody and Sherman, and we talked about this when I talked about my mini review, and they were talking about how the film was a flop at a certain point.
Yeah.
They closed down the studio. The film then did well. They pushed back Kung Fu Panda 3 back twice. And ever since then, they said, all right, fuck it, we can only do one film a year. They managed to bounce back with Peabody and Sherman and How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah.
Then they released Home, which was a film that was heavily marketed towards kids. If you haven't noticed, it was very marketed to kids. I mean, first of all, you got the idiot from The Big Bang Theory, and you have
Jim Parsons is his name.
Whatever his name is. I mean, I have no problem with the guy. His character is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But he's basically playing the same character.
Yeah.
And bizarrely, Rihanna, who was voicing
that was
the main girl, which Rihanna's coming out with a new album, so that's going to be interesting here. Soon as she's got a lot of interesting production, just so you know, just throwing that out there. And when the DVD came out, and I saw it, and I was like, the one thing you must know when I buy DVDs, I'm not looking for the film. I'm looking for what else you're giving me, because most of the time I've seen the film. I just want it to my collection. So I was like, what else? You're going to give me some commentary. You're going to give me these scenes. What else am I getting? And when I picked up that DVD and just seeing the front cover and seeing the top banner saying the party edition, and then all the special features to be sing-along and all things for kids. And I was first I was like, okay, that's, kids. I can understand no kid really wants to watch commentary on a film. But then to see that there was nothing else other than that, like no other version, I was like, have you guys just given up? Have you guys just stopped trying to chase Disney to even be as creative with them? Because they are. They've got some good films.
They don't even need to chase Disney. They're credible.
And that's the thing.
Right.
They could have chased. They obviously with films like Shrek and some of the other ones they were chasing Disney. But I think now people would say they're on par.
Yeah, I think they are. To be honest.
But now it's like they've just said, give up, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, almost all their next films are sequels, which is a bit of a shame. Being How to Train Your Dragon 3 and Meet the Croods 2. Was it the Croods?
Oh, yeah, the Croods.
That film, which the only good thing that's probably going to come with that sequel is more Nicolas Cage.
Yes. You know what they should do?
What's that?
Shrek 5.
No, they shouldn't.
The Shrek-pocalypse.
No.
It would be the best, worst film ever.
We're done with Shrek. We need to move on now, guys.
But he can make even more glorious Maymays.
Yeah,
No.
we need one more Shrek.
No.
Oh, just a little one.
We're done.
Was there even a Shrek 4? I can't
There
even
Yes,
is.
there was.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was awful.
Rumpelstiltskin, I think.
It was
Oh,
awful.
jeez.
It was awful.
It sounds...
I watched it at a preview screening 5 days before it came out. It was awful.
Oh,
Never watched it again.
Lucky with the preview.
It's got so many short specials of DreamWorks have got so much more they can be doing, and they decided doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. This film could be decent to good, but first impressions are very important, and this is just awful.
I couldn't agree more.
Really disappointed. Actually, I mean, whoever's decision this was not a very good one.
I mean, it harkens back to when they tried to make battleships into a movie. Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
But the thing
Rihanna was in that as well.
Yeah,
Was she?
yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was one of the main
Ooh.
sergeants or whatever.
Just need this X-Files tune.
Do you think she's the CEO or something?
Of what?
The CEO of Bad Movie Entertainment.
Something's going
DreamWorks and Paramount don't work together.
What if they're in a secret cahoots?
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Paramount doesn't have an animation studio.
That's
only
what
publish.
they want you to think.
Area 51, everyone. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay? They did a movie about home. Come on.
Wait a minute.
Read the signs.
Wait a minute. Stop. Look closer.
Is
Is that a pyramid with an eye?
Oh my god, I know what that is. It's Bill Cipher.
It's true. We won't say anymore. Had a quick change of plan. Had to make a quick edit within the podcast if the story just popped up, and that is the fact that the fine brothers who are only famous for doing reaction videos regarding young kids, teenagers, adults, and old people. Essentially, the concept is no different to a reaction video, only with just slightly higher production values of the fact that they've got a background. And essentially what they've come out and said on their, I believe it was their React channel, they've essentially said that they're looking to basically trademark the word React. That's how I'm reading it and how everyone else is reading it, and they can put whatever bullshit spin they want on it. It's basically that. So essentially they want to profit off the popularity of reaction videos, off their own popularity, which is quite interesting because just looking at their channel right now, which I have the page open right now, the video has about, the video with this announcement has about just over 400,000 views with a negativity rating of over 30,000 dislikes to 14,000 likes. They then, obviously, after this bullshit happened, because people were like, so you're going to be taking down people's reaction videos. You're going to be taking down anything that has the word react in it. You're going to be making money off the word react, because that money will go straight to the copyright owner.
Yeah.
I'm sure if someone wanted to dispute that, they'd be like, yeah, sure, for a little bit extra cash, we'll let you use that name.
Yeah.
Essentially, they went on to kind of 2 days ago after the video was published to talk about some of the, basically bullshit, because they need a better agent, they need a better marketing people, because I already know this is probably just one of their higher-ups going, you know what you should do? You should make sure that no one steals your original idea.
No, you can tell those two are like
I'm
evil.
sure they're scumbags.
They're very evil.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're scumbags, but I'm pretty sure it was just, same with like the whole thing with like Smosh when they wanted like £500,000 for a game when they make $3 million a year. And they kind of just went on just kind of skimming through it. There's no real point. It's basically they said we do not own the idea of reaction videos, nor would we shut down anyone making reaction-based content. Of course, you can make your own reaction videos, but React World, which is essentially what they've gone on to say it's going to be, basically polishing up the word of we want the copyright, is an opportunity to localize the version of specific series. This is also a way to create a community on YouTube of like-minded producers and fans who want to work together and be and benefit from the guidance and resources that we can provide around specific FBE. I'm guessing that's Fine Brothers something.
Fine Brothers Entertainment. I'm
guessing. I don't know if that's actually what they're called. Shows that are made available. Yeah. A bit of a typo there. Through our Reaction World program. So basically, they're doing the whole Nintendo thing where it's like, well, if you want to use our content, which is the word React, you have to go through us. So we want a profit of that money.
Yeah. I was getting something as well there by them saying, like, getting other like-minded individuals, basically being the, like, stuff that, let's say, Machinima or IGN do, where they have partner channels.
Yeah.
And they usually feature the stuff on theirs. They'd be doing something like that with other people doing React videos. Yeah. But those things never work out for the smaller person.
No,
it gives them exposure.
Not. That's why
that's
do it.
If you notice, a lot of people who were partners with some of those big industries have started to break off.
Yeah.
Because it's just not working. I do like, just as another kind of funny thing, that oh no, I've lost the quote as I refreshed it. But one of the top replies from this, because obviously this statement has got about 423 replies since as we're currently looking at it. One of the top comments I remember looking at was, "Yeah, but you're still being greedy cunts though."
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you're not taking down videos, but you're still being greedy cunts.
Yeah.
The thing is, right? If you watch the video, it's really, really creepy. It's got like really happy music on it. It's got like it's got one of those really. It's just really fucking creepy.
It's cringy.
Yeah.
It's not
really
even cringy. It's actually just creepy playing out. They're like playing nice music. It's like they're trying to fucking indoctrinate everyone.
It's like adding like the Sound of musical to a horror scene. You're going to be weirded out.
And they're like trying to. They've obviously got a script where about 400 lawyers have looked for it, made sure they're not actually saying the thing they want to do. To butter it all up for everyone to bloody, I'm not going to say it, but up the bum. But, like, seriously, it's really weird. They like, trying to say, like, we're trying to make a community. Basically, we want all the money. That's what they're translating it to.
We want the money for our original idea.
Exactly. The word we created, yes.
And I was saying this, and I was like, I can understand if it was an actual word you created. Say we made a word, or let's say, imagine this: the podcast gets to the point where it's so popular that we have to trademark the word Ferret and Raccoon.
Yeah,
we would do that only so that is our thing. We're not going to then go and take down everyone and that. And I'm not going to be like, because obviously no one's going to take the name or whatever. But it's the case of if I was ever in that situation, if I was in their situation, I'd be like, no.
I mean,
can we copyright like Fine Brothers?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That copyrighting something like the Fine Brothers, because that's their actual
Fine Brothers production.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
But
that's
the what? Yeah. I didn't even realise that. But copying in the word react is stupid. It's I think like we had another point here. Sony doing a similar thing.
Yes.
They tried to copyright Let's Play. Which has been a term in the public eye for too long that you can't copyright that.
No.
It's public domain.
And I mean, the word react.
Yeah, that's public
You didn't
domain.
create that.
No.
That's in the fucking Oxford Dictionary.
And the whole React video stuff is too public now. You can't copyright that.
It's not even that. It's just how you can't actually manage
YouTube
that.
is based off the word react.
Yeah.
Views are generated through reactions.
Yep.
Likes are generated through reactions.
Yep.
Shares, everything. Your whole system is based on that. I don't know if YouTube has let them get away with this or whoever has let them get away with this, but I would say if anyone is a fan of the Fine Brothers or is subscribed to them, this is what I'd say. If you subscribe to them, go to their channel, go and unsubscribe to them, dislike this comment, and dislike this video. If you're not a fan of them and you just want to get back at them, go and subscribe to them. then go and unsubscribe to them, because that way they will notice the fall in subscribers faster.
But the thing is, right, just look at the video. You'll see that one of these left looks like his head's about to explode.
What?
I've got it right here, so I don't know if you can concur.
His head's about to explode.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to be rude, but he kind of looks like an egg with some... like, it's like he's got one of those weird straps going around his head to keep it on.
Oh, is it because of his hair? Or
Yeah.
Lack thereof.
Oh,
Don't be mean.
We're not trying to insult him.
I'm insulting him. I'm insulting both of them.
Oh, shots fired.
I'm going all that.
We're gonna have to fight here.
Next video. See you guys. I'm working at Fine Brothers.
That'll be the next main story. Is like, so Ferret betrayed us.
He's working with the enemy.
Oh gosh. So this is just complete bullshit. Let's hope they do the right thing and just drop this, and let's hope the right thing happens and they don't get this reaction, and then maybe they can continue to make videos with some shred of dignity.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I would say, considering React videos in general, they're ones usually have more effort behind them. Yeah. Due to the production and the fact that they actually do editing.
Exactly, they have the little song in the intro and the background.
Yeah. They actually have some editing production, so yes, their React videos are generally better done, but that does not give them any right.
No, it does not.
Someone needs to do a React video to that.
Oh, people have.
Yeah,
that's good.
People nowadays do React videos to React videos to React videos because there's no original idea.
And it's funny. I've seen that done very funnily. Like one example was one of the Fine Brothers reaction videos was to the whole My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the fact that there's bronies and all that kind of thing. And so what a few of the slightly more well-known bronies in the community did, they did a reaction video to that reaction video, and it was very interesting because they actually made it original, because they actually stopped the video and actually talked about it instead of just like quick cutaways to what they want you to think the kids think. But I don't know. Shall we move on to the
I don't like this. This is really creepy. I just like to react and like I'm still scrolling down pages of just Fine Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
That is creepy.
It is. I mean, they are one of the bigger channels that have React. Moving on to our final story, let's try and end it with something just so bizarre, so funny that it made me, and I think all of us, laugh. And that is the fact that Tony the Tiger, the beloved mascot of Frosted Flakes, the cereal, has been harassed by furries on Twitter, which has resorted him to block said furries on Twitter. So, I guess I will kind of read some of the tweets that Alex Jacob managed to save and kind of put there, because the article, I pretty much read out the whole article. So I got one of the comments here by Panda-Please, which says, "You, sir, are a glutton for punishment. I won't deny your ability to cause swooning, but..." And it's #run/# the furries are coming for you. We have some other fairly hilarious ones. Should I read them? I think I'll read them in a slightly different voice, because I don't really want to be quoted as saying this in some kind of weird edited video. So,
oh damn it, my plan.
So we have Snake with party hat being send dick pics. Another person basically saying, "Fist me, Tony, I love you."
Oh no!
What the fuck?
I think here's my favourite one, coming from Unfrosted Cakes.
Oh, I think I read this one.
Being "Frost my cakes, daddy."
Yeah, that one's cold.
Wow.
So these are just a small sample. I imagine it's much worse, to which the point Tony has been forced to block certain furries.
I love how he's had to block.
And that's right, he's even blocked people who haven't said anything.
Because I got really confused by this, because I was like, if these furries are being serious, which they're not, they're obviously being stupid about this. They're just playing a prank or whatever. Why would they not just go and look up some not safe for work artwork of Tony? Because obviously it exists.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they were trying to link it as well.
Is that not enough? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I mean, also this article, which I'm going to link, because I always like to link the last story, the stupidest one. The person who wrote it quoted talking about furries and basically said that Zootopia is their Star Wars.
Wow.
To which I found that comment to be very funny, because that just pretty much shows the age of the person who wrote the article, being 12.
Yeah.
Or the fact that they've never seen a film or are cultured in any kind of way, because, first of all, Zootopia isn't even out.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a film that you'd say is the Star Wars of furries, at least the first one that comes to mind would be Robin Hood.
Yes, because it's a Disney film, and that's the first film they used anthropomorphic animals in it.
Yeah.
I mean, just knowing as much as I do about the furry fandom, I mean, Maid Marian, she is regarded in the furry fandom as a fox. So, you can take that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get it, but what a fox.
Oh no,
as,
no.
Some other people would regard her,
Yeah.
but so Zootopia is their Star Wars, and I mean, would you even? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Must be damaged.
I mean, I do remember like some of them in the comments actually saying about how much they can't wait for Zootopia because it is their god of film.
It's not.
Which, yeah, it's one of those things of, if a film has anthropomorphic characters, that does not mean furry. It's very different.
Exactly.
No, Bambi, they're not furries, they're talking animals.
Exactly, and animals that stand up and wear clothes aren't furries, they're talking animals. Furries are the people who wear fursuits, costumes.
Well, those are their fursuiters.
Yeah. Well, still.
Furries is what you regard an anthropomorphic animal that walks on two legs and talks like a human.
That's just referred to as talking animal, anthropomorphic.
So then there's no meaning for a furry then?
That's usually referred to as a fan of those kind of stuff.
Is it someone who believes they're
oh no, that's
an
a
animal.
that's
the
a
other
different
king.
Now we're getting in
that's a otherkin, yeah.
We're getting in way deeper now into this.
Yeah.
Funny story though.
Getting too far into the foxhole.
Rabbit hole is what you meant to say. Or tiger hole.
Oh no. Although I would like to point out the best part that happened afterwards is that the mascot for Cheetos replied afterwards saying, "All of you are welcome to come to my page."
Really?
Yes. And then they'd send like comments. It's like, "Senpai noticed me." And it's like, "I notice you so much." Like it was stuff like that. And it was beautiful.
This is weird. It's getting creepy.
It's a very weird story, and I wanted to end the podcast on this one. There was a lot of this week was very dumb. There was a lot of dumb news stories regarding 3 rappers and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, that was beautiful.
We're not going to go into that because I just thought it was just way too painful.
What's it called again?
For anyone who wants a reference, it was the whole argument that the rapper Wiz Khalifa and Kanye West had over a mistake in syllables regarding having sex with Kim Kardashian and all this other ex-girlfriend connection BS.
KK, that was like a reference to smoking weed.
It's a reference to weed, yes.
I thought you were talking about the one with Martin Shkreli.
Oh no, yeah, that whole thing about Ghostface Killer.
I'm just ignoring Martin Shkreli because if you haven't already guessed, he just wants attention.
Yeah, he's...
The guy just wants attention, to which Ghostface Killer was like, "Oh, he's a fucking cunt, I don't care."
Yeah.
Ghostface Killer has an album coming out, so...
And he's Ghostface Killer.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's going to be, ain't no one seen him. Well, most people have. But
I wish afterwards them 4 guys just butt fucked him. That'd be hilarious.
No, I think they need to take the record off him because then he has no power.
Exactly.
He's already lost his company.
Yeah.
All that needs to happen is the record gets taken from him.
Does he still have his money or not?
He's probably has his wealth, but he probably doesn't have the recognition because after what's happened, being released and losing his company, I don't know if anyone's going to want to work with a guy who embezzled money.
Yeah.
He's going to fade away in a few years.
Yeah, that's why he's gone and said, "Oh, I'm going to remove Ghostface Killer from the album," because motherfucker wants to be the Hitler of the internet. Yeah. And he can be the Hitler of the internet, but we want to happen to Hitler.
Exactly.
Right. And the only other thing was the whole stupidness with the former rapper B.O.B. claiming that the world was flat.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Notice how I said former rapper. Yeah. I can't wait to see him on Big Brother.
No.
That's the worst diss ever. Like, that's like, he's probably crying now.
No, he's staying silent. That's what he's doing. Because his fucking...
He's probably trying to fly to the edge of the world.
Because his company, because his record label, because after he released that diss track to Neil deGrasse Tyson, it got pulled off of SoundCloud because his company, his record label probably went, "What the fuck are you doing?" But oh well. We don't have a discussion for this week because I'm not going to force a discussion on anyone, well, for anything like that. So we're just going to kind of end the podcast and move on to the video of the episode, which is a little animation that popped up this week titled Isabelle Ruins Everything by... let me just double check the actual name because it's Hot Diggity Demon. He's well known in his animation for doing... he did like a My Little Pony kind of parody series. He also did a Five Nights at Freddy's one, and this is his newest one where essentially, we won't spoil too much. All we'll say is a parody of Animal Crossing. Isabelle being the cute little yellow dog who is the assistant of the mayor, and things go wrong when she's left in charge of the small village in Animal Crossing. So that's the video. It's about 8 minutes, but I think it's worth a watch. Anything else you guys want to add before we end off the podcast?
I actually remembered. I saw Poltergeist, the 2015 remake.
Oh yeah.
The film was awful. They try to do. They do the This House Is Clear like 5, 6 times 7 in the throughout the whole film. It's a piece of shit. Don't watch it.
It really is.
And I thought there was a funny little joke bit at one point, wherein if you've watched Resident Evil Apocalypse, there's the handicapped guy who's in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
And at one point he's like, "I want my daughter."
Yeah.
Yeah. In this film, at some point, the lady's talking to him, and she says, "My daughter's gone. I want her back." And he's like, "I know what you mean." It's kind of like, is that an intentional reference?
That's genius.
And then later on, she's like examining his leg. It's like, what happened? It's like, it happened in 2003, which is the same time Resident Evil Apocalypse was filming.
That is.
Who's gonna get that reference?
That's
though?
smart.
Me. I got that reference.
Clearly, you're the only.
I
person.
got it though.
Clearly, you're the only. Well, watching the film, you're the only person that got it. But oh god. So yeah. I guess anything else? No.
No.
You Ferret? No.
No, I've already said about the mind thing. That's the only thing I thought.
That's fine. A quick roundup. But if that's the case, then I guess I end the podcast as I always do by saying I am the Angry Raccoon.
I'm Ferret.
And I'm Ace.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Dewey.
Alright, laters guys.